Good day. My name is Martin Schweiger and I'm a partner trainee in Singapore. And I'm also a powerlifter. Today is the 18th of February 2025. It's a Tuesday. I'm 4 days out from the Singapore National Championship in powerlifting, which is on Saturday 22nd. My flight starts on 9 a.m. in the morning. You can probably see it on YouTube. I take you on my daily walk. Very loud. I live near an airport, military airport. My body weight this morning was 106.6 kg, which is 1.6 kg away from my goal. Below 105 kg. So I have 4 days to reach that. It is possible, but it requires a plan. And also sticking to the plan. You're probably wondering, why is Martin wearing a hat and a jacket when the temperature outside in Singapore is 30 plus degrees Celsius. We live on the equator, which means the sun is almost perpendicular to the surface of the globe, Earth, and quite hot all year long. So, yeah, I can lose those 2 or 3 kg that I need to have to compete in the 105 kg class on Saturday. And this is not, as you can imagine, not the first time that I have to lose such an amount of weight. I was a freestyle wrestler before, and there we have the same problem with the weight classes. Oh. In those 4 days, I will not lose much weight by getting rid of fat cells. In order to lose 1 kg of fat, you need to burn about 7,000 calories in ketonic mode. That would result in 1 kg less fat. and I cannot burn 2 kg times 14,000 calories by Saturday morning, 4 days. My basic metabolic rate is about 2,000 calories. I just need that amount to get my body running, and times 4, that gives maximum 1 kg of weight. So that comes mainly, that weight loss of 2 kg must come through water manipulation and also by emptying your guts, your intestines. We talked about that before, how to remove water from your body. There are basically 3 ways of doing that. The most powerful one is glycogen. Glycogen is a substance that is created by the body, and it would produce molecules that contain of glucose molecules and water. It's quite powerful. I have about 2 to 3 kg glycogen in my body, and the way to get to these glycogen reserves would be get the body into ketonic mode. Because that is the clearest sign for the body that the glycogen reserves must be tapped. Okay, how to get into ketosis? Fasting is the easiest. So, as you know already, Tuesday is my water fasting day. Only water, tea and coffee. By the way, I didn't have a coffee today. I should take a coffee before exercising when I want to sweat, and as I do, that's why I'm wearing my beanie, my hat and the jacket when outside 31 degrees Celsius. I'm running a test. Before I left my place, I weighed myself with all the gear that I'm wearing, and I had 110.6 kg. And my goal is now walk 7,000 steps and then weigh myself again and then find out how much I lost. Actually, it was a mistake. Probably I have the same weight as before, just that the water is now in my clothing. But I still have the morning weight of 106.6. And then I drank some water, which I didn't measure carefully, maybe 2 liters. And I would say when I'm back, I'm emptying myself, the bladder, which means pee, and then see whether the body weight went down already. Yeah. So, the next thing is I stay away from sodium, the salt. Sodium in the body comes also with an increased water retention, and that is weight. And I want to get rid of water. I could, on top of this walking and sweating, use a sauna or a steam room to sweat water out. That water doesn't come from the glycogen, but it comes from the blood mainly, and also from the cells. There's a watery substance in the cell, and that when the water from the blood is evaporated through the body, the sweat glands, then the cells would supply water from the watery substance into the bloodstream. That's a weight loss that counts. So, another important thing. Stay away from fiber. I stay away from fiber because fiber is also a carrier of water, and that brings in weight, gut weight. And I told you already, also I stay away from carbohydrates in general, but now even more. And the carbohydrates also come with water. I want to get in ketonic mode, so I tap into my fat cells. So all what I would eat for the next 4 days is protein, and only in small portions, which means an egg, some piece of meat, maybe some fish, things like that. But no fiber, no carbohydrates for the coming 2 days, today and tomorrow. Also less water. Today maybe 3 liters. Tomorrow until 4 p.m. nothing. Maybe I can even do 6 p.m. And in between, today and tomorrow, I try to sleep 7 to 8 hours, which means go to bed early and get up late and measure with my trusted Oura ring, O-U-R-A ring. I recommend this one. It's important gear. That's quite an easy plan, for the 2 days. What is important tomorrow is that I do really only light activity, which means just slow walking, not even trying to speed or do any cardio, because I am really depleting my glycogen, and the body needs to recognize to switch in ketonic mode, which comes with an itchy feeling. I may even go to bed and have a nap for an hour over the non-lunch time. Tomorrow the breaking fast will be very different from other breakings of fast earlier. I will try to stay as dehydrated as possible, which means just sip some water. The camera turns up and down, very funny. Of course, stay again away from salty foods. No fiber, no carbs, no rice. My expected weight for Wednesday night is something 103-ish, probably. Could be 102 if I really go for a deep dry fast, but actually it's not necessary. 103-ish is good. Could even be 104. Because Thursday and Friday, there is the task of just retaining the weight, nothing else. And that means light training. Thursday is my lifting day, strength training. I would just do some basic movements, squats, bench press and deadlift, and then go back. Drink a little water so that I still have 104 kg on Friday. This camera is really a pain in the neck. And then do the same. Friday night, something like 6 p.m, I must make a decision. If my body weight is above, let's say 105 or even getting 106-ish, I really need to do something. Then that means sweat session. Find a sauna, hot steam room, lose 1 kg. Or, like now, put on your hat, put on a warm jacket and walk for 1 hour. I remember I've done that in young days, and you show up for wrestling competition and there's weighing in, and then you are 1 kg over. That means put many layers, head, run 7 kilometers, come back 1 kg less, maybe more. Okay, you made it in the competition. Oh. Then Friday after 6 p.m. no more food. Of course. And then go to sleep. And next day in the morning, bathroom, emptying the body, travel to the competition site and try to get weighed in as soon as possible, and after weighing in, eat what you like until you feel well. Not too much, better several goes. And then competition. As you can see, I didn't talk about lifted weights at all, because for this competition, which is my first one in the Masters 3 age class, it's all about getting down to the 105 kg class from 132 kg body weight 1.5 years ago. And if I make that one, I consider that a success. Number 2 would be, of course, get a valid attempt for the competition, which means you need to qualify for all 3 lifts as with 3 white, with valid lifts, so at least 2 white flags per lift. And I would say that's already a good success for me, like my 60th birthday present. That would be cool. And then, if I'm not too weak, then of course get some medal or even national record. But we will see. And then after the competition, celebrating with the other athletes. Yeah. Then there are a few extra tricks that you can use, or I use. One would be in the morning, take a hot shower and do some stretching. I don't touch the guts. Some really get an intestine wash, I've heard, but that should be cleansed out by Friday evening. There's nothing left in my gut. Then you can drink some diuretic teas. Maybe I try this. This is my secret weapon. Or was intended. Doesn't look like as if I need it now. But yes, I can still do it. In very short words, the last week is mainly water loss until the competition. and you squeeze out as much water as you can. Not as hefty as the bodybuilders do, because for bodybuilders is another world. They don't want the body in the water in the body, because that would somehow negatively influence their appearance, the definition of the muscles that you see through this thin skin that doesn't come with fat. We powerlifters, we have nothing against fat in our body, actually to the contrary, because there is no muscle without fat, and powerlifters want to be strong in the first place. In cosmetics, I don't know, I'm now 60 years old, and I believe nothing beats health, and for a healthy body you need muscles, and where you have muscles then there is fat, and 20% of our muscles are fat. So you cannot have a muscle with 10% fat. I mean, you can, but that's not healthy. Doesn't feel good, probably. Although I must admit I have never had that before. And what you also see is that as you do sports as an athlete, you see your body more as a tool and not so much as a part of our being. Maybe that's also bad, but that's what we do. We try to compete by using our body, and we do it in a healthy way. And my whole life was like that. I have never done any doping, taking substances, whether allowed or not. As you can see, you're now with me for a month daily, and I never talk about substances. Another issue that falls under substance maybe is supplements. Yeah, I started to take supplements, I told you last year, because I found out that I can influence my blood values that the doctors use for determining whether I'm ill or not. And I can influence them by taking certain substances. And I always come back to the vitamin D, because this is so important for the body, for everything. And with vitamin D comes the vitamin K as a complement, just to make sure that you don't get calcifications in your arteries. And then also magnesium. And by the way, just found out yesterday I took 2 magnesium pills before sleeping, immediately before sleeping, and I slept like a baby. All the other things were unchanged. So I may in the future try this out more often. So magnesium is important for the vitamin D and many other things. And so when we talk about substances, that's about it. But that's not called doping. Yeah, I'm now 3,500 steps into my daily walk. I've told you what I wanted to talk about, and I'm looking forward to meet you tomorrow, probably with a body weight of 105 kg, something like that. We will see. Goodbye.